Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Happy Monday to you all. Today we're going to be doing some revenants for a little bit, just a short trip. Revenants is one of my personal favorite money makers. I do it usually every night, every other night, depending. I switch up depending on like what time it is or if I'm busy that day or not. You can see by the timestamps it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I did record this very, very late, right before bed. As you saw by my quick prayers, I have Protect from Magic on at all times. I have Rigor on and I have Protect Item on. This way my risk is low. If a PKer does happen to jump on me, they could splash their TP. Or if they hit me with a TP, it's only for 2.5 minutes because Protect from Magic is on. I'm very careful with this kind of thing. I've lost a lot of money in the Rev Caves, but I've also made a lot of money in the Rev Caves. As you can see by the gear, it's very bare bones. Very low level. My risk is pretty simple, 400k, not a big deal. You can make that much literally in 5 minutes or less at Revs if you're lucky. One good thing about Revs is regardless of your luck, if you don't get a unique or you do get a unique, you're still gonna make plenty of money either way. And it really just comes down to how much you're willing to risk and how long you're willing to stay for a trip, right? This is the second video of my mobile series. I'm gonna start numbering them, I think, in the titles. So that they're easier to follow. I'll be making a playlist and, numbering each video with the voiceovers and everything. And I want to just, ramble some more since it's still early in the series. I'm still learning audio, I'm still learning editing. It's taking some time, of course, but all good things take their time, right? So this is more so, I guess I already did the introductory video, but this is, I guess, technically like a continuation of that. While I just work on padding my bank with some Revenant loot. I'll talk more about Revenants shortly, but yesterday I talked about the general goals I had for this account and the general goals I have with my uploads. And that will continue, basically. Like right now, my main focus is just some money making. I am down pretty bad. I used to have a 1 bill bank. I lost quite a bit. I got addicted to PvP and I risked a lot of money that I lost. So I'm just sort of like working on getting that money back up. Every now and then I hit a side goal, like a couple clue scrolls or combat achievement that I'm missing. Another goal is I am trying to get the elite combat achievements completed. I finished the hard and I'm working on elites now. It's taking some time. I will be recording my journey through the combat achievements as well. Collection logs, I'm trying to just finish off just some of the early collection logs just to say that I did it. I'll be uploading a video on Obor soon and Briofida as well. The early bosses. But back to Revenants. Revenants is one of my absolute favorite pieces of content as well, just like Moons. I always come here whenever I'm low on money because I know I can show up, risk next to nothing or risk a lot depending. Sometimes I'll come with a Web Weaver, sometimes I'll come with a Vigorous Chain Mace, depends on my mood. And I know that within 20 minutes I'll make anywhere from, on the low end I'll make 600k, on the high end in 20 minutes I'll make 2 mil. It's very, very, very solid. It always averages like 3 to 4 mil an hour, higher if you're lucky. I don't show my collection log in this video, but I am still missing 2 collection logs for Revenants, and I've killed over I think 12,000, 13,000 of them. Some days I'll be here with the demons. I like to sit at demons. It's very quiet on the demon side. It's easy to escape. As you see, I have my one-click teleport right there, first spot of my inventory. I bring 10 brews and the rest anglers and restorers. I don't get caught very often in the River Caves. When I do, 99% of the time, this is enough food and restores to escape. I say 99% because just sometimes you either overextend a trip out of greed. I've done that before. Or you'll just lose focus and not pay attention. And a PKer can log in like under you if they scout you or something. This is mobile, so you know we don't have like wilderness player alarms and things like that. I have the 30 line marked up top. I did mark a couple tiles up top so I know where the 30 line is. Because if I'm not at demons, sometimes I'll be at the orcs, which are under 20, but other times I'll be at dark beasts or I'll be at the quads up top with the 2 demons and the 2 cyclopses. Quads is very fun. Unskulled with a web weaver and telegrab, you are in constant combat, making tons of money. In terms of longevity, it's always worth to do it in long term. If I give it a long term goal, as like money wise, revs are a great place to do it. If you're able to, you know, withstand the risk. And it's really not that big of a risk because, like I showed earlier, my death would be worth around 400k, and you'll make 400k in 5 minutes easily, if not 10. Like on a bad day. I've had awful trips where I'll be there for 5-10 minutes and I'll only see 1 drop, or I'll get into the cave and immediately get a 15 mil drop. It's either or. It's, you never know what's gonna happen. But the regular loot, the solid regular loot without the uniques, it's always gonna pay. Just takes a little bit of perseverance, a little bit of consistency, and you'll see it like pay out. As you can see by the way I've been running, I've been being very careful about making sure that I'm constantly topped off. Keep your HP as max as possible, keep your prayer as max as possible. You always want to be prepared for a PKer. Okay, now, and I know yesterday I talked about like less than efficient trips and not super long trips. Revenants is one of those things where you can do it that way, but it's always better to be prepared. If you're willing to risk, you should be prepared for it. And also it is 3:30 in the morning when I record this, so I'm not too worried about PKers, but you know, there's other people on different sides of the planet. You know, it's 3:30 in the morning for me. It could easily be 2:00 p.m. for somebody else, you know? But I typically get on late at night. This is another thing too about myself. I said yesterday I work a lot of hours in the week. So particular pieces of content where I need my focus, where I'm risking, or something that requires like a high intensity, I will do it at night when I get home. I work until 1:00 in the morning, most days. So, you know, the nighttime is when I really come alive and I'm able to play RuneScape more efficiently and more focused. Revenants is a big indicator of that because I can't remember the exact number, but all of them put together, I've made over 250 million in the amount of kills that I've gotten, which is pretty good. I have gotten lucky though. I have gotten a couple of relics. I think I've gotten a crossbow. There was one time in the middle of a trip, like not the middle of a trip, excuse me, when I was resetting a trip, I was walking my way up to the orcs and I just decided to just shoot an arrow at one of the hobgoblins on my way up. And I killed the hobgoblin, kept on running, and then I had to run back because the hobgoblin dropped the Vigorous Chain Mace. Like, it's just that easy. Extremely lucky, of course. I think that was like a 1 in like 46,000, but you never know what's gonna happen, right? The Revenant Hobgoblins have also dropped me the Hobgoblin Champion Scroll, so literally anything can happen at any time. If there's anything that RuneScape teaches us, it's that consistency is key and you never know what's gonna happen. But yeah, again, these Revenants are very, very, very nice for the money. As you saw, I got a double dragon longsword drop. Very nice to see. I love seeing that nice bright green on the floor. Another good thing about revenants, especially demons, and the higher, like the orcs and the dark beasts, they drop the bracelets of Ethereum at about a 1 in 11 and lower, depending on what you're fighting. The bracelets of Ethereum are so much money, and they drop so commonly. So for a roughly 10% chance per kill to make that 43k that they're worth, extremely worth it. You don't need to bring an Avarice if you don't want to. It really depends on your goals, of course. My goal was to stay as long as I could so that I could record this video, so I decided to bring the Avarice. If I wasn't bringing the Avarice, I would be using just a regular Salve Amulet EI. I always keep, an extra like 20 in the bank because I'm used to risking them in the Rev Caves. The Amulet of Avarice, it's also just a little bit better than the Salve Amulet because not only does it function as a Salve Amulet, it also has the same combat stats as an Amulet of Glory. So it's technically just a little bit stronger with the added benefit of noted drops and increased unique chances, which is important to note because I had to look it up. The Amulet of Avarice and being Skulled is not necessary for higher normal loot from revs. So if you want to just fight revs and not risk, that's perfectly okay. The only difference is the drops will not be noted and you will have a lower chance at uniques. That's it. The regular loot stays the same. So it's okay if you don't want to risk your setup. It's okay if you don't want to risk an Avarice. It's okay if you don't want to risk your wilderness weapon, because the regular loot stays the same. There will be times I'll walk in with nothing on, only a Noxious Halberd, a Salve Amulet, and the Bracelet of Ethereum. The Bracelet of Ethereum is also very important. I always walk in with a Bracelet of Ethereum charged with just 10 ether, and it automatically absorbs the ether that's dropped, because that bracelet will reduce the damage that you take by a large amount. It's next to necessary to have a Bracelet of Ethereum when you're fighting revs to keep the damage that you take low, especially if you're going to be fighting the higher tier revenants. If you're just fighting goblins, if you're just fighting imps, you don't really need it. I don't recommend fighting them because they're very low level, but you never know. I've gotten green drops from imps before. There's another green drop right there. It's beautiful, chef's kiss. And yeah, this is the basis of a trip. There will be times I'll come with a web weaver and risk it with the Avarice. I do it again very late at night. I'm very careful about it. I've even done it at work. As we speak, I'm recording this voiceover at work. It's not the smartest thing to risk when you know you're going to be busy. One focus of my videos is going to be like busyscape and things like that. I want to call it dadscape, but I'm not a dad yet. Not through lack of effort, of course, but I will change the course of these videos to be more, busyscape and not so efficient, but time efficient and ease of access. These are going to be things I want to be focusing on. I think tomorrow I'll be uploading a Zulrah video. I have uploaded some Zulrah before I've done like voiceovers and guides and things like that. And I'll get more in depth with how the guides are going to come and really explaining the methods in which I follow to, do certain things like money making and content and things like that. I hope my audio is good for this video also. I feel like there's an echo. I'm hoping there's not. If there is, of course, just let me know. If you did watch this far, thank you so much. Please, like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is. I'm always going to be posting on YouTube. I'll always be posting on TikTok, and I'll always be posting on Reddit. I want to spread as far of a net as I can. I really want to get this channel going if I can. RuneScape is one of my favorite things in the world. It's my absolute favorite hobby that I've had for years. And I would love to just keep on recording and uploading and recording and uploading. I have been playing with editing a little bit. Oh, look, I have 10% battery. I have been playing a little bit with editing. There's a lot of tools out there. I just recently learned how to use CapCut just so that I can record these voiceovers. I will cut out like certain things from now on. I'll start like editing a little bit better. I hope to make compilations. I hope to make better voiceovers. This is just, it's just gonna be like the rough start while I try to figure it out. And yeah, so as you saw, that was a whole trip. Not bothered by one PKer the whole time. I should have left a little bit sooner, as soon as I realized my restores were running low, but I got a little greedy. Again, don't get greedy. Always be safe. I'm just very, annoying in that way, I guess. I even decided to take that extra manta ray just for the extra 100 GP, which you don't have to do. Royal Seed Pod or Dragonstone Jewelry gets you out even past 20, between 20 and 30. I like to use a Desert Amulet, of course. I do have a house, I just don't use it very often because, I don't know. It's just, I got so accustomed to using the Desert Amulet. Quick heals, bank right there, yada yada. So we look at the looting bag. After the 15 minutes we were there, got 650K. Very, very good, very quick trip. Those Dragon Longswords did carry, but you can see I'm starting to build a bit of a loot tab here. I'm hoping to keep on building it. I may sell here and there, when I need stuff, but again, I'm just gonna keep on letting the loot tab pile up. If you made it this far, thank you again so much. Leave comments, leave likes, let me know what I can do better, leave me feedback, and I'll see you guys in the next one, all right? Thank you so much, bye-bye.